Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you guys can be here today. Today we're going to be working on a silhouette picture frame collage. It's not in the sense of being hung on the wall, but I'm going to be using a picture framed backdrop for it. I'm going to be using a curtain rod and a couple of other things. I kind of came up with this idea over a week ago and I've been excited to share it with you guys. You can get the prints on Etsy. They're only a couple of dollars. Get the picture frames off of Amazon. I'm going to link everything down below, but we are styling and making it look good on a budget. Also, friends, today we are going to be styling that rooster that I thrifted last week. So I decided I'm going to put him on the dining room table. So we're going to be doing a fun little vignette with that. So I'm glad you guys are here. And I hope the weather is turning more warmer by you. It is slowly up here in the Northeast getting a little bit warmer, but we're still having some chilly weather from time to time. So anyways, let's get going on today's video, and I would appreciate it if you would give me a like and subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed to my channel, and also to turn your notifications on so you know when I've uploaded a video. And if there's a hype button, if you wouldn't mind hitting that, I really appreciate it because it helps my channel and it helps my videos to get out there to more people. So with all that said, let's get going on today's video. Okay friends, so this is what I have here right now. It's on this wall, but I'm going to be taking this down. Okay, so this is the picture that I have. I had thrifted this picture several years ago. I remember paying only $15 for it, but it was a beautiful scenery of like Italy. So it's kind of Tuscan looking. It's a beautiful, beautiful picture. But I brought it back out because I'm going to use it. And I'm going to just place the wallpaper peel and stick cardboard on the top of this. Now you can use some, oh my gosh, you can use some painter's tape on the back, double-sided tape to hold it on, but it just completely transformed the look. Now I have my backdrop. Okay friends, so I have hung this onto the wall now, and so we're ready to continue on, and I'm loving the way it looks so far. And I'm adding these curtain rod sconces on each side to hold my curtain rod. And this is an item that I thrifted. So these are the silhouette prints. I have put them in gold frames. And basically what you can do is you can get these prints off of Etsy. It's only a few dollars, and you download it and you print it right from your printer. They're black and white, and they remind me of vintage, French country, cottage style. You can blend this type of look into any type of style, even modern or transitional. You can blend this into any type of style because of the black and white. So these blend into anything. You can put them on your wall, you can create a little photo gallery and add other pieces into it to make like a collage on your wall. But I'm going to be hanging them from a rod today. So we're going to get into doing this, and I hope you enjoy it. Friends, so before we get into finishing up the wall vignette, I wanted to show you some of the ways that people are using these silhouettes in their homes. So this is what we have so far. We hung up a piece here. I've added these two curtain sconces, and it's got holes in the middle so you can put your curtain rods. And then I've put the rod in. So, and this rod you can get from Walmart. I think it's like $6 or $7. It has the cute little balls on the end, kind of the decorative. They have ones with um, more decorative ends, but I mean, because it's on the side wall here in the dining room, I didn't want to, spend too much. I'm trying to be budget friendly here. So, and these I got thrifting. So, excuse me, they were a different color, more like a coppery brown, but I painted them and white, and then I just kind of brushed over it a little bit and just left the coppery part so that, it has that nice kind of distressed look. Okay. So what we're going to do here is, from here is where we are going to be hanging our silhouette frames, and we're going to make a kind of a little picture collage here, and this being the background. Now, the frame, like I said when I showed you earlier, is there's a print back there on it, but I didn't want to take it all apart because it is sealed up on the back, with paper and everything. It's matted and mounted in here. So, what I did with the cardboard, I put all that in there. Now, if you just have an empty frame, you can just put an empty frame and have whatever your color your wall is in the back. Or, if you have a picture that you want to keep in the background, you can do that also. Or if you have wallpaper on your wall and you just have an empty frame, you can do that too. I do have an empty frame, but it's being used in my bedroom. So this is why I have done it this way. So I'm going to be using a hot glue gun also. I've got my hot glue gun heating up, and I'm going to be using some black velvet ribbon. Okay, so I'm using this black velvet ribbon. It's very thin, and it's, I believe, appropriate for the size of these picture frames. These come in a set of 6 from Amazon. You could probably find them anywhere. Maybe even a thrift store has them. But basically what I'm going to do is, I know that there's little hooks here on the back. So I may be using some of the hooks on some, but it depends on where the location of the hook is, if I feel it'll be kind of wonky with the ribbon hanging. So I'm going to hot glue my ribbon. I'm not going to do double ribbon and go around. I'm going to do it this way. But anyways, so I need to figure out where I'm going to put where I want my pieces to be. Because I have different sizes. So I'm going to be trying to figure out how high, how low, and where I want them to be. I'm going to start with this one here, and I'm going to just decide maybe where I want to put him, and then I'll arrange around him as I go. Okay, so this one I feel is going to hang kind of wonky. I tested it out. I don't know why. Maybe the hook is not completely centered in the back. So what I'm going to do is, always test that out before you do this. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take the black velvet ribbon and I'm just going to hot glue it right in the center on the back. That way I know it'll hang properly. Okay, so now this is glued on the back there. I glued it right in here. Okay, and if you ever wanted to, you can just pop that off. The hot glue will come right off. Okay, so I want it to be about here. So I'm going to get a little bit of hot glue. I'm just going to put it right there, a little dab there. Push it together. Try not to burn yourself. I have burned myself so many times with hot glue. It's not even funny. Okay, so now we have our first one up. And now I've left enough room where I can slide them and move them if I want to. Okay, so now I've gotten them all up here and I've arranged them where I want them. I think they look cute and I love them being on the rod, being brought out from the print behind it. It looks so neat. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here and I'm going to put some bows, some black of the same ribbon, the black velvet ribbon. I'm going to put some bows. Okay, so what I do is I make my own little bow like this. So I'm not going to have to tie it on or anything. And I'm just going to hot glue it right there. Okay, there we go. Then I'm going to do one here and one here. Okay, friends, so here's what it's all looking like now. I've added the little bows up in here and I am just loving how this is coming out. What else I wanted to show you was down here, I added this little shelf. This was here. Now it's not perfectly centered, but that's okay because I am going to be putting some florals in here and it's going to be heavy on this side a bit. So it'll kind of balance out. And I have a piece, black metal piece that's going to go up on the top there. Let me just go grab it. Okay, so this is what's going to be going up on the top. Let's get going on that. Okay, friends, so my husband graciously hung that top piece for me, and I think it looks great. It's tying in everything, all the different designs together, and I love how the picture frames, they kind of have movement to it. I have my sliding door open with the breeze coming in, so as you can see, they're moving ever so slightly. I just think this is so pretty. I really love this. So the next thing we're going to do is decorate that bottom shelf there. So let's get to it. Okay, friends, so I have these beautiful, like a sage green, and I'm going to call them cabbage roses. They are absolutely beautiful. You get a box of them from Amazon, and they come like this. They're already on the stems, and then if you want to, you can add the leaves on, just slide them up through the hole onto the stems, but they are absolutely beautiful. I was looking for something that was flowery, floral, but also could pass for like a vegetable. So I'm looking at these and I'm like, these are perfect. This is exactly what I wanted to use in my vignettes. So let's work with these. Okay, friends, so this is the shelf area that I'm going to be working on. Now, as you can see, it's not centered because I didn't really feel like making holes in the wall again, but that's okay because we can still work with this, and I'm going to just go heavy on this side with my florals so that it balances out. So I'm going to start with this garland here. I'm just going to fluff this out a little bit. There we go. Okay, I went into my stash of greens. I call them greens, greeneries, all kinds of little greeneries. And I'm going to put in some of these eucalyptus stems. We're making a base to put our flowers on. Okay, so here's what I did. As you can see, I went heavy on that side there to try to balance it out, but yet I'm keeping the same look on this side, so I'm draping it over here a little bit just so that it all looks the same. So There's all the eucalyptus I put in. Now let's add the flowers. Okay, I've added the little cabbage roses, and I think that's looking really pretty. And the next thing, we're gonna go in with this filler. I'm gonna clip off the stems individually and put them in there for a little bit of touch of white. Okay friends, so we are done with this wall vignette right now. So let's take a look at what I did here with the flowers. I love these cabbage roses. I think they are absolutely gorgeous. I love the color. And I did add this candle in. I added some of this, which kind of looks like baby's breath, but it gives it a little bit more, it breaks up some of the green. But I'm really loving this. And this green, what you're seeing here, is from my hutch, which is right next to it. Okay friends, so I have someone here. My hubby is here and he's seeing this vignette for the first time after it's all done, and I want to get his opinion. So first time him seeing it. Tell me what you think.
I like it. I think it's unique. It's very classical. It's got a very vintage feel to it. And it's not like something I've ever seen before. I like it. It adds a little bit of taste to the corner of the room.
Okay, thanks. Okay friends, so I wanted to show you this vignette that I created with that rooster that I've thrifted, and I didn't have the time to actually go through and show you each piece by piece how I decorated it because I didn't want to make the video too long. So here we go. I'm just going to show you what I did. Here's that rooster. And so what I did was I have this gorgeous wicker tray. It's Better Homes and Gardens, and I have shown you that before. I used it in my living room on the ottoman. And all I did was I added in one of these chargers, these decorative chargers, and then I added a hat box, a decorative hat box. I am loving using hat boxes in some of my vignettes. I think they're really pretty to use. So don't count those out. Decorative hat boxes can be used in your vignettes. Now I had one of these left over from the wall vignette, so I just added that right in there. And then I used one of these beautiful thrifted napkins on top, and then I placed the rooster. I placed some of those cabbage roses around it. There's a little bit of lavender right here. I added some lavender in over here and some decorative eucalyptus. And now over here, this topiary tree right here, I made this. I'm sure some of you have seen this pot before. I've made a blooming lamp in it, and I do love this pot. So I decided I was gonna make a topiary to put in it. So I made this one out of hydrangea blooms, white hydrangeas. And what I did was I put some foam, a block of foam down in the bottom. And if you can see in here, it looks like it's branches, but what I did was I actually put a plastic black pole into the foam, and then on top I added a cone foam on top, cone green foam, and then I glued in all of the hydrangea blooms, just the blooms, not any of the stems or the leaves. I hot glued those on, and then I added some of this wispy kind of pieces of greenery in there, and I thought that it came out really, really pretty. What I did was I got some sticks from outside because we have a plethora of them here, being that we're up here in the country, and I cut them to the proper size, and I just hot glued them in so that it looks very natural. And then I just added some Spanish moss on top, and then I added this bow. And I really love how this came out. I'm really enjoying this hydrangea topiary. And then over here, I added this little birdcage cloche. I put some of those decorative bowl filler balls in here that I had got from Walmart. There was just so many of them, and I had extras left over, so I put them in here because I thought it would go well with the wicker tray for spring and summer. And then I added more of those cabbage roses with some eucalyptus and more of the lavender stems. And I think this just came out really beautiful. But I wanted to tell you that if you have a tray like this, now you're thinking everything's facing in this one direction, which for the most part it is. But when you're putting something like that in the middle of your table, you're going to want to make sure that you do a little bit of decorating on the back. Okay, so this is the back. As you can see, the rooster right here, he looks gorgeous all the way around. He's just a beautiful rooster piece. And also, so what I did was I added the bird, this bird over here, the nest with the eggs. I added in some greenery and eucalyptus here, some leaves. And then around this side, I added the cabbage rose with a little bit of eucalyptus. So then, even though it's the back side, it still looks pretty. I want to thank you so much, friends, for being here with me today, and I hope that you found encouragement and inspiration today with what we have created. And I hope that you have a wonderful and blessed weekend. And I will see you guys back here next week. Take care. Bye.